Hi everyone, I'm Natalie from CantiLeiver and welcome to this terrific turnout session and our 10th collaboration with Rejuvenate Physio. Remember, all of our previous sessions are available to catch up on the CantiLeiver YouTube channel. We're delighted to be joined by Louise from Rejuvenate Physio, along with Mia, Evie and Mercedes. Please tag us in your social media posts for your chance to win a Rejuvenate Physio goodie bag and a £50 CantiLeiver voucher. Use the hashtag #TerricTurnout. If you have a private account, please direct messages with your videos and pictures. And don't forget, we have a special offer running through the start of August, 10 for 10. You could take part in a Zoom session with Louise and some of our ambassadors. Have a great session, everyone.
Thanks, Natalie. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's terrific turnout session. This workout is ideal for gymnasts, dancers, or figure skaters and is designed to help improve the strength and the stability in your muscles around the hip that help you to control and maximize your turnout without cheating or compensating. All you'll need for today's class is plenty of space around you, a mat for the floor work so you're comfortable, and an object such as a dining room chair to stabilize and support yourself. If you have a cantilever wall bar set or a ballet bar, that's fantastic. Just have it close by for later. As always, listen to your body and only do what feels comfortable. Have a drink with you in case you get thirsty, and remember it's okay to take a break and rest at any time. Okay, is everyone ready to go? First, we need to do a cardiovascular warm-up to get your heart pumping, the blood and the oxygen circulating around your body. Let's begin with some boxer skips where you imagine you're holding a skipping rope and one leg moves through the skipping rope at a time. Let's go, girls. Let's get those knees up. Let's point those toes, stretch your feet, swing and circle the rope as you go. That's it. See how high you can get those knees up towards your chest. So we're starting to loosen through your hips as well. Absolutely fantastic. The next warm-up drill is straight leg kicks, forwards and backwards. So you do one kick with both legs in front and then one kick with both legs behind. Okay, let's go. So kick with your right leg, kick with your left, forward and then backwards. Super. Stretch those knees, point those toes. Really extend through that foot. Keep your core nice and tight. So we're starting to wake everything up. Fantastic. Let's do a few more seconds. Brilliant. We're going to go back to skipping now, where we do heel flicks as you skip. So as you imagine you jumping through the rope, both heels are going to move back towards your bottom and towards your glutes, okay? So let's start that skipping. There we go, off we go. That's it. And your knees bend so that your heels flick towards your glutes, towards your bottom. So we're stretching a little bit down the front of your thighs. Keep your core nice and strong. Swing those arms as well. That's it. So you can go as low or as high as you want to, okay? Absolutely fantastic. Let's move on to high knee pull downs where we do them as a crossover. So as you pull your right arm down, it moves towards your left knee and vice versa. Let's go. So start with your arms up in the air. That's it. Now you can either step it through, or if you feel a little bit more confident, you can pick up the pace and make it slightly more dynamic. That's it. Stretch those arms as they go up so your elbows are straight, your fingers are beautifully stretched and extended. Point those feet as they lift off the floor. Brilliant. Okay. Let's move on to rebound jumps, and we're going to do these in the shape of a triangle. Okay, so it's your choice which direction you go. Hands on your hips, try and use your Achilles to push, not your knees, and jump around all the points of the triangle. Good. You can make your triangle as small or as large as you want it to be. You can go in the same direction, or you can switch and change directions if you wish. Keep those legs glued together. Really try and push through those Achilles as you take off the floor. Amazing. Okay, there's just 2 exercises in this section left. Let's do some sprints. Off we go, girls. Pump those arms. Pick those feet up off the floor as quickly as you can. You don't have to worry about your knees being too high. Your knees can be quite low. That's it. And it's just a fast turnover of your feet. So you're taking them off the floor as quickly as you possibly can. Super. Fantastic. Last exercise is mountain climbers. So if everyone goes into a front support position on their hands, pushes the plank, okay, and drive one knee in between your arms. You can either step it through one leg at a time, or you can make it more dynamic. So as one leg drives up, one leg drives back down. Try and think about that nice plank shape, girls. Try not to let your back round too much. Try not to let your bottom lift too high in the air. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Superb, girls. That's section 1 of warm-up complete. Now it's time to wake up your muscles a little bit more. So we will begin by doing some combined crab and monster walking around a square. To do this, place your feet hip width apart with your toes facing forwards and your knees slightly relaxed and bent. So there's just a small bend in your knees. Step your right leg forwards. Step your left leg forwards. Step your right leg out to the side. Step your left leg out to the side. Step your right leg back. Step your left leg back. And step over to the left. There we go. And repeat, girls. Fantastic. So it doesn't matter which direction you start with first. Okay, it's absolutely fine. Just watch that those kneecaps stay lined up with the middle of your feet. Keep your body up nice and tall and your core engaged. And we can do 6 to 8 of these just to wake those glutes up and prepare them for the turnout session we have planned. Amazing. Okay, for the next exercise, exercise number 2, we will be doing a sumo squat, which is a squat in seconds. So if everyone takes their feet wider than hip width apart, and we're going to combine this to a releve. So if you lower down into a squat or a plie, good, watching those knees. As you extend and straighten your knees, drive up onto your tiptoes, onto releve. Super, and then lower and repeat. Let's do 6 to 8 of these. Think about your body being nice and tall as you rise onto releve. Keep your core muscles active so your back isn't too archy. Only lower as far as you can into that squat or plie without your knees collapsing inwards. Fantastic. Okay, exercise number 3 is a T-shape with some ballet arm movements. So the girls are going to choose the first leg they'd like to stand on. They're going to lower their body like a seesaw down to a T-shape. Their body's parallel to the floor. Their fingertips will start pointing down to the floor in almost a ballet first position. They'll lift them up by their ears to 5th, round the sides, through 2nd, back to 1st, and then stand up tall and repeat. So control down to the T-shape, Do the ballet arms and rise to the start position. Excellent. Try and keep your support leg as still as possible. Let's try 4 on each side. You can do 4 or all on one leg, or you can switch legs every time. It doesn't matter. Keep those cores engaged. Try not to let your ankles roll, so you should feel like you have weight through your big toe, little toe, and the middle of your heel. Nice job, girls. Just remember, try not to lift to an arabesque. Your body should be parallel and flat to the floor. Good. We'll do one more for good luck. And we'll move on to exercise 4, which is clock face lunges. So if everyone stands with their feet hip width apart, and imagine you stood in the center of a clock with your toes facing forwards. Step your right leg forwards so it heads towards 12 o'clock, and drop your back knee down towards the floor, but make sure it doesn't touch the floor, and then spring back to the middle of the clock. Then step the right leg out to the side so it heads towards 3 o'clock, and spring back into the center. And then finally step the right leg back towards 6 o'clock and spring back to the center. Super. If you repeat that once more on that leg, so you're moving your right leg, just watch that your knees don't collapse in. So the center of your kneecap should always stay lined up with where your laces would be on your shoes. Bodies up nice and tall. Super. Let's try it on the other side. So moving the left leg. So this time you'll step forwards to 12 o'clock, spring back up, then go out towards 9 o'clock and spring back up, and then towards 6 o'clock. Everyone just watch that the leg that straightens on the lateral, the sideways lunge, doesn't hyperextend and doesn't lock out too much. Just control your knees so everything's nice and comfortable. Fantastic. Excellent work, girls. Okay, we have 2 exercises left. Number 5 is called a bear crawl. So everyone's going to position themselves on their hands and knees. Your wrists should be shoulder width apart and either just directly under your shoulders or slightly ahead. Your knees should be hip width apart and placed directly under your hips. Feet flexed, toes dug into the floor, elbows slightly soft and relaxed. Activate those deep tummy muscles, that feeling of stopping yourself going to the bathroom, and hover your knees up off the floor. Good. Imagine there's a tray of drinks on your back, and now crawl forward. So opposite arm, opposite leg. Try and keep that tray of drinks balanced. Look straight down at the floor. I wonder who would keep every glass full with this. That's it. So you can go a few times forwards and backwards, and you should feel this starts to wake up your lower stomach muscles, as well as getting your arms to do a little bit of work. Amazing. Okay, exercise 6 is a inchworm to shoulder tap. So everyone's going to start by standing up, feet hip width apart, fold down to pike. Good. Walk your hands forwards so you end up in a front support position. Think about your shapes. The bottoms aren't up in the air, middle of your backs aren't too dished. And then use your right hand to tap your left shoulder. And then switch. So your left hand taps your right shoulder. Good. And walk back to the starting position. And let's just repeat that 4 times, girls. Nice smooth movements. Try not to let your body twist so much or too much when you tap your shoulder. You're trying to keep your core super strong. You may find it's easier to tap one shoulder than the other. Just get a feel for how your body works. Okay, last one. Fantastic. So that is section 2 of warm-up complete. So finally, we need to prepare our body a little bit more by doing some explosive work. So we really wake up these muscles. Exercise number 1 will be a jump, half turn, to a long jump, to run back with high knees. So the girls are going to show you that now. They're going to do a jump, half turn, then jump as far forward as they can, run back to the starting position with high knees, and then they'll do 2 jump half turns. Boom, boom, and jump forwards. Fantastic. Let's do 5 of those. Remember, with your jump half turns, you really want to stretch those knees as you explode off the floor. Watch your landing in your long jump to check your knees are in the right place. Fantastic. Good. And when you've done 5, brill. There we go. Let Evie do her final one. Amazing. Okay, now we're going to do some bounding forwards and backwards and combine it with a hop. So if everyone stands on their left leg, you're going to bound forwards to land on your right leg and then do a hop up in the air. Good, and then bound backwards to land on your left leg and hop up in the air. Let's do that twice more, forwards and backwards, and then we'll switch legs and have a go 3 times on the other side. Good. Think about nice, stable landing positions, girls. So your core's active, your knees aren't collapsing in. Good. Have a feel. Does it feel easier on one side to keep your body straight than the other? Or do both legs feel exactly the same? Super. Okay. The final exercise is hopping from side to side 5 times to then stick the landing on the last hop. So if you start standing on your right leg, hop sideways, right to left as quickly as you can 5 times, and then stick the landing. Hold, 2, 3. Super. Swap sides. And it's your decision how far you hop or how quickly you hop. Just look at your control as well. Fantastic, girls. That's it. Have a go once more on the other leg too, and then we're done. Very nice. Warm up is now complete. So we are now going to start in a side lying position and see if we can start working all of these muscles that sit deep around your hip and your pelvis that help you control and maximize your turnout. So to begin with, have a lie on your side, and the girls are all on their left side. You want your bottom arm under your head so your neck is nice and supported. Your top hand is resting in front of your body so you feel balanced. Your shoulders are stacked, and that means that your top shoulder is directly above your bottom shoulder. Your hips and pelvis are stacked, so the top half of your pelvis is directly above the bottom half of the pelvis. And then imagine that there's an ice cube under the bottom part of your waist, the lower part of your waist, and you don't want to squish it. So you lift up off the ice cube, and you'll feel then that your top half of the pelvis moves down towards your feet. Knees are bent to about 90 degrees and hips are bent to about 45 degrees there. So if you have a wall behind you, both feet are touching the wall, both glutes are touching the wall, your spine is touching the wall, and both shoulders are. Okay, keep that position there. Imagine there's a drink balance on your top hip and you want to keep it there. And all you're going to do is lift your top knee off your bottom knee, keeping your feet glued together. That's it. So you smoothly lift up and lift down without twisting in your hips or your shoulders. Very gently draw in through your tummy muscles so your core's active, and remember to only lift the knee as high as you can without twisting. We want to strengthen all of these muscles that help you move towards your 5th ballet position. And it's better to begin with to work a smaller movement well than a larger movement and you doing it poorly by twisting and arching your back. So we can do 8 to 12 of those as you feel able. And then to make it more challenging, we're going to lift your feet up. So both feet pick up in the air so they're at the same height as your hips. So this is going to make you feel a little bit more wobbly. Remember, don't squish that ice cube that's under the bottom half of your waist. And don't spill the drink that's resting on your top hip. Keep your feet glued together and we're going to lift up to that clamshell position. So you should find this a little bit more challenging now. Try and keep shoulders and hips stacked, cores nice and tight, and we'll try 8 to 12 of these. Smoothly up and smoothly down. Only lift as high as you can without sinking into the bottom half of your waist. So try and keep that ice cube intact. You don't want it to melt. Check that your feet aren't starting to drop towards the floor. Good. And you should now feel this quite deep inside the back of your bottom, where all the muscles are that do your turnout work. Fantastic. Okay. Lower both feet down towards the floor. And for the 3rd exercise in this circuit, we're going to straighten your top leg only. So you're now in a straight line from head to toe. So if we flipped you upside down then, you'd look like you were in a passe position, okay? Parallel passe position. Lift your top leg up in the air so your ankle, knee and hip are at the same height. And then tap the toes back down to the floor. Good. So if you have a wall behind you, the leg slides up and down the wall. It shouldn't lift off the wall and pull forwards. Keep those shoulders and hips stacked. And don't melt those ice cubes. Just check that your front leg, your top leg isn't pulling forwards. Keep that leg behind you, so think back in the top leg. Good. And we can do 8 to 12 of those. So girls, on the next one, keep the leg up nice and high so the ankle, knee and hip are at the same height. Super. Flex your foot now. And then all we're going to do is rotate at your hip. So your tiptoes move towards the ceiling and then down towards the floor. Trying to keep the leg at the same height. So you're rotating through your hip and you see a subtle movement and change in the position of your toes. Keep that core active. Don't melt those ice cubes. Keep those drinks balanced on your top hip. Super stuff. And relax. So everyone should feel that now at the side and at the back of their hips, okay? And that's circuit number 1 complete. Excellent job. For circuit number 2, you are going to be in standing. This is the time where if you have wall bars or a CantiLeiver ballet bar, you want to be close to them so you can use them. If not, don't worry. You can use a dining room chair or table like Evie. For this circuit, you will be positioned in a second position at your feet the whole way through. So you want to slide your feet wider than hip width apart with your toes turned out. Holding on to the support, lower down to plie so your knees bend but your heels stay in contact with the floor. Just check that your knees aren't collapsing inwards. Good, and then return to the starting position. Only lower down as far as feels comfortable, and it can keep your body up nice and tall. Let's try 6 of those, girls. So smoothly down, smoothly up. Super. Just look straight ahead. Keep your core active and engaged. Brilliant. On the next repetition, we're going to stay in plie. And you are then going to rise up onto releve on your right foot. Lower that heel back down to the floor and repeat on the opposite side. Super. Again, keep your bodies upright. Your hips facing forwards and square. The centre of your kneecaps lined up with where your laces would be if you had your trainers on. And you can do 6 to 8 of those. Brilliant. So you should be starting to feel your quads activate now. We're going to stay in the plie position and we're going to allow the right knee to fall in so it drops in slightly. And then you're going to use your hip muscles to push it back. Super. And then switch on the other side. Try and make it nice and smooth and controlled so you're not throwing the leg back. The movements are beautifully smooth and not jerky. Super. And we can try 6 to 8 of those, and this really will be burning now. Then stay in that plie position for the final one. Check your kneecaps are still in the correct place. And you're going to rise to releve on both feet. Super. So try and keep the depth in your plie so you're not lifting up out of your plie. As you rise to releve, don't let your ankles roll. So keep some weight through your big toe and little toe, and you just go smoothly up and down. If you want a real challenge at the end, you can stay up on releve and see if you can take both arms off the ballet bar up towards fifth. That's it. So you're still in plie and on releve, and up we go. And relax. Fantastic, girls. That's circuit number 2 complete. Okay, it's time for our final circuit, which is designed to work your alignment, activate all of these turnout muscles, and make your quadriceps and your thigh burn a little bit. So you will begin side onto the ballet bar. Position yourself in a second position. So your feet are wider than hip width. You have the hand support of your ballet bar, your arms nice and soft. You're going to lower into a plie in second and then transfer your weight over to the side of the ballet bar. So the leg that's furthest away from the ballet bar straightens at the knee. And then move back to the plie position. Check those knees and let's repeat 6 to 8 times. Nice and smoothly transfer that weight over onto one leg and then back to the second position. Keep your shoulders down, square and relaxed. Activate through your stomach muscles. Keep your hips square. On the 6th to 8th one, stay over in the weight transference position. And now point your toes on the straight leg, so your heel lifts off the floor. And you are going to rotate through your foot, so your kneecap ends up pointing down towards the ceiling and down towards the floor and then up towards the ceiling. Sorry, that's Lou's fault. Good, okay. So your hips stay square and facing forward, and you're just rotating through the leg. So you feel your heel comes forwards and moves back, and we'll do 6 to 8 of those. And when we're done, what we will now do is stay in that weight transference position and go from a flexed foot position to a pointed position. Good. 6 to 8 of those for me. Try and keep the leg that's bent nice and still. Don't let the knee collapse and drift in towards the other side. Use your core to grow up nice and tall. Keep those shoulders square. You're nearly there. This is excellent. So now if we keep the foot pointed, and all you're going to do is tap that leg up and down off the floor. If you'd like more of a challenge, you can take the arm up towards fifth. Good. So everyone check that their bent knees aren't wobbling around, that your hips are nice and level and square, your shoulders are square. Good. Super. That's circuit number 3 complete. Great job, girls. Now I'd suggest that everyone works that circuit on the other leg at home so you're as strong and symmetrical on both sides as possible. We hope you enjoyed today's session.
Thank you so much to Louise from Rejuvenate Physio, Mia, Evie and Mercedes for another brilliant session. Don't forget to tag us in your posts for your chance to win a Rejuvenate Physio goodie bag and a £50 CantiLeiver voucher, or send them to us directly. Use the hashtag #TerrificTurnout. See you next week.